Good evening, good morning, wherever you are. This is David Campese with the 11th Commandment. Hope you had a great weekend. Feast of Rugby. The Poms went down to the Pumas. But I must say, I don't like the way the Pumas play. Kick goal, drop goal, kick the ball, get offside. They're not a rugby team. They should move on and try and be like everyone else and score tries instead of drop goals from everywhere. Well, I did say the Wallabies by 30. The Italians are coming off a very, very long season. They hadn't played together since the Six Nations a long time ago. Gower, a player who plays in France in the centres, plays number 10, stands miles too far back. Probably couldn't speak Italian. They didn't know what they were doing. It was a bit of a debacle. James O'Connor, great little play at fullback. The Wallabies actually showed enthusiasm. They wanted to do things, try things. And that's how it should be in the national team. You want to show the coach that you want to be there week in, week out. With the way they played this year, you wouldn't pick him in the Wallaby side again this year. Lottie, unfortunately, he's a great player, don't get me wrong, but he just lacked that enthusiasm, that killer punch. Phil Wall, well, you've got Pocock, who's a great player, and you've got George Smith. And doesn't matter what you do at talking the papers, mate, you've got to go out there. And the coach doesn't want you, he doesn't want you. I thought the French should have won by more, but you must give it to the All Blacks at home. You know, they shouldn't have lost, but again, the French wanted it more and they deserve to win. They've got another test next week and then we have the Frogs here in 3 weeks' time. You can't just throw a guy in, and we've seen that with Lottie Dakiri, we've seen with Wendell and Matt Rogers. It took a while for them to adapt. So Sonny Bill's got a long way to go. He needs the combinations. You need to play in the country where you're going to play. Against Western Province, a couple of minutes to go, and they were behind, or 23 all, and a great kick by Hook from almost halfway, put him up in front. Great way to lead into a test match next week against the Springboks. The Springboks have not had a game this year together. They've got a lot of injuries. Ruan Pina, if he does play number 10, hasn't played. He's played a game and a half in 2 months. It's not a great preparation, and if the Lions are to make go at winning this test series, they've got to win in Natal in Durban next Saturday. So it's going to be a lot of rugby this weekend. You've got the French again, the All Blacks, you've got the Wallabies, you've got Italy, and you've got the Lions versus the world champion Springboks. So another feast of rugby this weekend coming up. So leave the guy alone, just let him enjoy his life. He's been a great ambassador for the game. He's come out and admitted he's done nothing wrong, and we've seen nothing wrong. So again, you know, the journalists, well, there's a lot to be said about journalists who want to make up stories and say this and say that. So we're trying to get the World Cup in 2000 and I think it's 18 and 22, I think it is. So let's just hope that the Australian team can perform, keep on performing. Next year, do well in the World Cup, and hopefully in the future we can actually see another great tournament after Rugby World Cup 2003. Another code actually hold the World Cup in this country. Hopefully my nephew will make it, but there's talks that he's be kicked out. Trent Barrett's been there, done that. It'll be interesting to see what the selectors do, but I think you've got to have the combinations. Rumours are that Nicole Kidman wants to be involved with a team up at Gosford somewhere, the Bears or something, try to do a Russell Crowe. I think the best is she just keeps on acting. Jeff Lawson apparently came out and said that Lee's no good, shouldn't be picked after the 2020 performances from Australia. I mean, I don't understand why we're playing cricket the whole year round, guys. Why don't you stick to summer? Stick to when you used to play so we can get on and get our publicity in the rugby season. So we got sport here, people ring up about the 2020, who cares? It's a rugby season. But anyway, it's David Campese for the 11th Commandments. Guys, if you want to get hold of me, go www.the11thcommandment.tv. Till next week, catch you later.